Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on the series What is. Today's topic is RBI, PoF, CoF. First go to the full forms of these terms. So RBI comes from risk based inspection. PoF is probability of failure and CoF is consequence of failure. So what do these terms mean in a very simple? Let's take this example of a water heater which most of us have seen in our homes or in hotels or wherever we may have stayed for some time. So in this water heater we know that the water gets heated at this point, and for that we have two pipes. So this is the inlet where cold water goes in, and this is the outlet where the hot water comes out. Now it is a very simple procedure in terms of the use. So we'll just switch on the uh, uh, heater and it will start working, and most of them nowadays have the ability to stop. So it will stop once the water inside gets heated, unless it cools down below the prescribed temperature. So where does the risk come in all this? Or rather, what is this inspection? If we say that we want to apply RBI to this water heater, what are we doing exactly? We are going to answer this question: which part should I inspect first? So should I start from the main, or should I start from the inlet, outlet, or should I go to the small screws, or should I look inside the water heater? Which part is the most critical, or what defines how should I start inspecting it first? The next question that is asked is where is the highest risk of failure? Which means, will it fail or will it stop working inside, or will it fail outside at these screws, or will it fail where it comes out, so at the outlet point, or will it fail at the inlet point? Where is the highest risk of failure? Where will it fail the most or the highest? Now the third is there an order? So now when I asked this question, you may have realized it was actually subdivided. So I also said where, and I also said how much, and also said how badly. So all of these questions come into the one word, that is risk. And now we need to know from where do we start. Now we may say that okay, the water heater, there is a lot of hot water inside, so this is the greatest point. Or we may say that okay, this is the inlet pipe, so if the water does not go in, then that would be the highest risk point. Or we may say that this is the hot water coming out, so this may be the highest point of risk. So how do we order? And that is what is done in RBI. So basically we will mark out these parts and try to order them in the risk of failure. So how do we subdivide this risk further? That comes first in PoF, which is probability of failure. Probability basically means how likely is the part to fail. Likely, that may also come in number. So is it frequently or rarely? And for this, just let's take a small example. Let's take the example of this small screw. We are not even going into the major parts. We are just talking about this small screw that ensures that the hot water will come out directly into the pipe. Okay, so that's the function of this small screw. Now this screw looks pretty much safe there may not be a, it is a simple thing to replace. But what are the risks that, how likely is it to fail? It will encounter majorly external corrosion. Although we may not realize it, this is one of the major parts which will encounter external corrosion, because this screw will experience all the water and moisture that is going to come out of this shower or this shower. So the external screw of outlet may experience external the screw of outlet may experience external corrosion. So depending on the condition of or how good in quality of the quality of the screw, we may decide how likely that part is to fail. The next is what is going to happen. So will it be total cracking or minor leakage or external corrosion? Now suppose it is total cracking. It means that all of a sudden the water may start the hot water may start spewing around. If it is a minor leakage, there may be just a trickling of water. So this will imply a trickling of water, or of course external corrosion, as I said earlier. The next, so all of these reasons may lead to how frequently or rarely it is going to fail. So let's if suppose let's give it a number, if it is given number of 1 2 3 4 5, and if we consider say inlet screw as an example, then let's say that this inlet screw has a probability of failure of say 1. So because it is mostly cold water, it may or may not fail as much. If it is hot water, so this will experience hot water, so it mostly will be heated, and that let's say is going to be 4. So we may have to replace it more times than the inlet. So let's see what the next is consequence of failure, that is CoF. So let's continue from the previous example. Now what is going to be the consequence of that failure? What will happen if the part fails? That's what this means. So this outlet screw is, first of all, it is going to give out hot water, and if it fails, it is going to leak out the hot water. Now what is going to be its consequence? First, if it is total cracking, then the consequence will be that hot water will blow everywhere, will get sprayed everywhere. So that is dangerous, especially for the person who is going to be person who is standing near that hot water. Next is next is leakage. So if it is a leakage, then the water, then there will be insufficient water, hot water, to the shower, to the taps, outlet taps. So most of the water will probably just go down rather than going through the tap to the showers. And finally will be external corrosion. So if it is external corrosion, then it can lead to both of the above, and it will also lead to breaking or breakage of parts of that screw as well. So now if we rank these consequences of failure as 1, 2, say uh, that's the most dangerous. So let's put 3, this is 2, and this is 1. And now if we now we have these 3, 2, 1 as, and the initial part here, the probability of failure was given in the earlier one. So let's see what is going to happen next. If we have RBI PoF, then it is basically the risk is given as PoF multiplied by CoF. Now for the outlet screw, PoF was 4, and CoF was, for that we would consider the highest risk as cracking. So risk will be 7. So this is just an example I'm giving. It will the way in which this is used in actual inspection procedures will be different. To make it simpler, I'm using the simple numbers. Now so this is for the hot water outlet screw. Now next is the cold water inlet. So for that risk, again we had said it will be 1, and now let's say it is external corrosion. So for external corrosion we had said that the consequence of failure will be 1. So the risk is going to be 1 over here. So if we are now going to rank it, the first part to inspect would be the one with the number 7, and the last one or the next one would be 1. So we would inspect the hot water outlet screw first, and then we would inspect the cold water outlet. So the advantage is, here we are considering everything. We are considering what is going to happen, when it is going to happen, and what is the total uh, picture of when we consider all the factors. So I thank you for watching this video. Please visit my website coraspective.com for online courses which are affordable, basic and simple to understand. Please also check out my blog, which has additional information as well as quizzes to practice your knowledge on coatings, cathodic protection, corrosion and chemical treatment. Like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.